Hello, we are on AFROTAK TV cyberNomads in the context of mass media against racism. My name is Adetoun Küppers-Adebisi, and tonight we have on the podium three guests. Alice Austerlitz from Österreich. Welcome. She is a media person and will tell us about how powerful the position of the mainstream media is in Austria. And also on board we have Terry Muvanya. She is from Kenya. She is news correspondent for Radio Deutsche Welle and author, columnist and commentator for Radio Multiculti. And last but not least, we have Michael Küppers-Adebisi. He is on AFROTAK TV cyberNomads, and he is activist, and he is also one of the main actors on AFROTAK TV cyberNomads, and has got the idea to do this podium today. Tonight's topic, media racism or colonial stereotypes. Balotelli has been the most prominent figure in the European Soccer Championship 2012. We are interested in how media workers see the portrayal of Balotelli in the German-speaking media. Welcome, Terry Muvanya. Your topic is bias and reporting and effects on the society, especially in the German media.
Yeah, as I already said, there's a lot of bias in reporting, not only in sports, but in other spheres of life. And when it comes to black people, it is exaggerated and depicted like Africans or black people are objects. They don't have intellect. They are like jokes. They are only reduced to body, muscles, sex machines. Mention it, but with the brain has nothing to do with black people. And I feel that is unfair and is unprofessional for journalists to write like this. It's one golden rule in journalism is to balance your reports. And you have to see beyond what you have. You have to give both sides of the coin. But when it comes to whatever people are called foreigners in Germany, that is also a topic of discussion, because I don't know how a foreigner looks like in 2012. And there's a lot to be discussed. And I think journalists have a responsibility to create harmony in this society. And if at all somebody wishes German well, this harmony is very important. You cannot segregate a certain community, a generation, and German is not only purely white or purely blonde, and assume that there will be racial harmony in this country. One has to take social responsibility, and that means balanced reporting. We are not saying that you should hide all the rubbish if a black person does in the name of protecting the race. No, but we are saying that give people the truth. But don't twist stories to fit these stereotypes, because it serves no purpose.
Thank you very much, Terry Muvanya. Alice Austerlitz, welcome. Media and the power of integration or discrimination. Media als Forerunner for public opinion. Wie würden Sie darüber sich äußern?
Wenn ich zurückdenke jetzt an die letzte Fußballmeisterschaft, da muss ich sagen, da war ich schon sehr verwundert über manche Äußerungen mancher Journalisten und auch der Printmedien, dass da doch Dinge oder also Überschriften in den Zeitungen standen, die also schon sehr, sehr rassistisch waren. Und zum Beispiel auch eben bei dem ganz jungen Fußballspieler, bei dem Balotelli, der ist erst 21 Jahre alt, also, und da wird dann immer ein bestimmtes Bild von ihm hergenommen, einen kurzen Moment, und der wird dann groß also ausgebaut und aufgebauscht und wird also, kriegt einen ganz anderen ein anderes Umfeld oder einen anderen Kontext. Dabei ist das also wirklich ein ganz toller Spieler, der also mit sehr viel Intuition den Ball dann in das Tor bringt, das oft unwahrscheinlich also klingt. Und das eine Tor von ihm, wo er noch wo er ganz in der Luft ist und dann schießt er mit dem Ball noch verkehrt ins Tor. Also das hat mich also sehr, sehr schwer beeindruckt.
Welcome, Michael Küppers-Adebisi. Your topic is post-colonial perspective on media, the representation, and racism. So, tell us more about this.
Well, what I'm interested in is what are the images used to represent certain people, and especially the African diaspora in the context of Western media. And I've been taking a closer look at the way especially Balotelli has been portrayed in the context of the European Championship that just took place. And what we found out was that there is a strong continuity in the way black people have been portrayed in Germany at the turn of the century in colonial times, especially in the frame of the French occupation of the Rhineland. Because what happened was in the run of the Treaty of Versailles, the French troops brought with them a strong population of Senegalese soldiers, and they were part of the occupation force. Now Germany, especially, for example, the Prime Minister Ebert at the time, they found it completely offensive that black troops would occupy white territory because they didn't look at black people as up to the standard of humanity. So what they did was they invented a propaganda machine in image, in sound, in postcards, in posters, where black people were portrayed as overdimensionally tall, stepping onto Germany on the ground and having white women in their grab. That had the connotations of rape, of sexual offense, of stepping over borders. It had the connotation of apeness, animalism, and it had the connotation of primitivism, prehistorical context, etc. So if you take a look now at the images that we find today and the way the press reacts to Balotelli, it is very much the same. You know, we find that Balotelli is not really taken serious as a person. If you take a look at the way they over and over again take the pictures with the flag and how big his genitals might be or might not be, then you have the sexual connotation again. There's this story that comes in the media over and over again where Balotelli is with some female who's supposedly a professional, which is not taking his sexuality serious, and at the same time, of course, not the sexuality of the woman. You have the misinterpretation of his most famous gesture on the field after the goal against Germany that is solely interpreted in the context of Western bodybuilding, which it is definitely not if you take a closer look, because Balotelli himself informed us that for him it was a strong gesture of throwing off the chains of slavery or unfreedom, because in the context of Italy he has been discriminated against strongly. He has encountered attacks by the ultras. He's even been discriminated against in his own team, and all of this he is meaning or hinting at and making us see by his posure. It is not a posure of showing off the muscles, but it is more in the context of this artist from the Harlem Renaissance, the African American community at 1920 at that time. And there's a picture that is definitely called throwing off the chains of slavery. And that's what we're experiencing here.
Thank you very much, Alice Osterlitz. Thank you very much, Terry Movanya.
Thank you, too.
Thank you very much, Michael Küppers-Adebisi. We have 15 million people of color in Germany, and we are going to be fighting against racism everywhere, also in sports and media. Thank you. My name is Adetoun Küppers-Adebisi.